Today, 3 stories that show the AI race isn't slowing down. It's splitting into new fronts. China just dropped a model that can code on its own for over a week. A 3-year-old nuclear startup raised $1 billion just to keep the data centers running. And a small French lab shipped a free safety tool that could change how every AI app polices itself. Here's what actually matters and why. Let's start in China. On Monday, Alibaba unveiled Q1 3.8 Max, its biggest and most capable AI model to date. 2.4 trillion parameters, with a context window of up to 1 million tokens. But the headline number isn't the parameter count, it's what the model did on its own. In one internal test, Alibaba says Q1 3.8 Max spent 16 days building and refining a software tool completely from scratch, writing code, running its own tests, fixing its own bugs, and getting better as it went. No human in the loop. For scale, that puts it just behind Moonshot's Kimi K3, the largest open model out there, so China now holds the top 2 spots by size. Alibaba also claims it trails only Anthropic's Claude family on the major leaderboards, and it's pricing it at a fraction of the top Western labs. The weights go fully open next week. My take? The parameter count is a distraction. The real story is autonomy plus openness. A model that can work unsupervised for 2 weeks, released with open weights at a quarter of the price, isn't just catching up, it's changing who gets to build with frontier AI. That's the move Western labs should actually be worried about. Story 2 follows the money, and it leads somewhere unexpected: nuclear power. Valar Atomics, a startup that's barely 3 years old, just raised $1 billion in a Series B led by Sequoia Capital at a $6 billion valuation. Add a separate $200 million credit line, and that's $1.2 billion in fresh financing. So why is a top venture firm writing a $1 billion check to a nuclear company? One word: AI. Training and running these giant models eats staggering amounts of electricity, and the grid can't keep up. Valar's bet is to build small, factory-made reactors, standardized like products, not one-off mega projects, and sell the power straight to data centers. Back in July, the company says one of its reactors powered an NVIDIA AI chip directly off a fission reaction, a first for a US company outside a national lab. There's even an environmental angle. NVIDIA says the cooling design could cut a data center's water use to nearly zero. My take? This is the tell of 2026. The real bottleneck for AI is quietly shifting from chips to watts, and the smart money already knows it. But don't get carried away. Valar still doesn't have a commercial license, and nuclear is famous for blowing past its deadlines and budgets. $1 billion buys ambition. It doesn't buy a finished reactor. Finally, from France, Mistral just released Shieldstrol, a small, open safety model that's more interesting than it sounds. Here's the problem it solves. Most AI safety filters have their rules baked in during training. Want to change what counts as unsafe for your app? You retrain the whole thing. Shieldstrol flips that. You just write your rule as a plain language yes or no question. Like, does this content encourage violence? And the model answers on the fly. No retraining needed. It handles text and images. It's only 3 billion parameters. It runs on a single 16GB graphics card, and it's Apache 2.0 licensed, so anyone can use it commercially, for free. Mistral claims it matches models up to 7 times its size. My take? This is the unglamorous plumbing that decides whether the AI boom stays usable. A free, tiny, adaptable safety layer lowers the barrier for thousands of developers. But there's a catch. Mistral just made the rules your problem. Write a sloppy question, get a sloppy filter. So that's the day. China's giving away a model that works on its own. $1 billion just went into nuclear power for data centers, and AI safety tooling is getting cheap and open. 3 different fronts, 1 race. If you want the signal without the noise, subscribe. I do this every day.